Welcome guys to another vlog. So in today's vlog I'm gonna talk about some stereotypes when it comes to Jamaica and Jamaican. So before I start the video, I asked my wife, um, what is one stereotype you actually think about when it comes to Jamaica or Jamaicans? She says that Jamaican men are cheaters. KK,
Yes.
right? Now you said um, folks assuming that Jamaican men are cheaters. It is a stereotype, right?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. I believe that's true. Um, a lot of persons speak from
So
experience.
you say people that say Jamaican men do cheat. They're speaking from their experience.
Experience, yeah. The
Alright,
reason why I came up with that one as well, I was watching I think Pop the Balloon.
alright, come a little bit closer. So your voice can be heard.
Sorry. No, I was saying the reason why that one was on the top of my head
Uh
is
huh.
because recently I was watching Pop the Balloon, and there was this Jamaican guy on it, and the lady said she popped her balloon because the guy was a Jamaican, and she said she don't trust Jamaican because they're cheaters.
Okay. Now let me ask you an interesting question.
Mm,
Alright. I know you don't have the overall statistic, right?
mm,
Well, you're free to express your own personal opinion.
mm-hmm.
So, what percentage of Jamaican men do you think is actually faithful?
You really asked me that question?
Yeah, may I answer the question?
I think 25 is too generous.
25? So you think less than 25% of
About
Jamaican?
15%.
I was 50. Chat, how is it? She's telling us that it is only about 15% of Jamaican men is actually faithful. But watch this.
That's my opinion.
There's a song that says, "Don't don't throw um stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you live in glass house."
Mm-hmm.
What is the phrase? It says, "Don't throw stone if you live what in glass house."
Mm-hmm.
People, do you know why I'm saying that? Because the statistic came out by the government. This is not opinion now. This is facts.
Mm-hmm.
That about 70% of Jamaicans are jacket. Now people, if you're on the international side and you do not know what is a jacket, it simply means what does it mean, Kay?
The child does not belong to the man.
It means that 70% of Jamaicans are with the wrong father. They do not know actually their biological father.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of years ago we have a pandemic, right? COVID
Mm-hmm.
that was taking over the world, and it was not 70% of us was it, but to have in Jamaica where 70% of Jamaica is jacket K, that's a pandemic. So
Truly
it
is.
shows that Jamaican men ain't the problem.
Ouch.
Because watch this now. May I give you a statistic, you know? May I show you how I break it? People, watch this. Me a man defend that today. We are defending the Jamaican men. Alright. So if 70% get caught, that's the percentage which is caught, you know.
Mm-hmm.
70%. What about the other women who cheat but they are not pregnant? They are not involved in the 70%, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just those that who actually get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So you see the statistic of Jamaican women actually cheating is way higher because you're just judging by those who are with children. It's 70%. But what if you start to have those who are without children?
But you make a valid point.
What is a valid point now?
The evidence is the child, right?
Yeah.
Men go out there and cheat. Many times there's no evidence.
Yeah, but the evidence is still there that somebody get a jacket,
Mm-hmm.
right? But watch this now. In Jamaica, women have more baby fathers than a man actually having more baby mamas. So one woman will breed for seven different men, five different men, four different men,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
That is more common than having one man breeding seven different women. You ain't gonna see that, right? Now I know of cases where a fellow impregnate two different women and he know fully those are his child. But guess what?
What?
He allows somebody else to take responsibility of the child
Why?
because him not responsible.
Oh, okay.
You know, so him know that the guy received jacket and it's not the guy child and him watch the guy for years. Some people in the community know. One day I asked him, I says, yo bro, how do you live knowing that that's your son? Right? He looks like you. You are the father. How do you sleep at night knowing that? And it's not he and the child don't have any relationship. They never talk, never have discussion, whatever. I asked him, how do you sleep? How do you deal with your conscience knowing that is your child? But another man is deceived thinking it is his own. How do you live without having a relationship with your child? He said to me, well, when I'm rich, I will tell the child, you know what, I'm your dad. Yeah. I'm like, that's crazy because I don't think you will ever see any riches in this lifetime. It's crazy. Right? So I'm showing you that when it comes to Jamaican men are cheaters, nah, women are far more dangerous. It's actually more than 70% of Jamaican women does cheat. Alright?
Mm.
So, what I was to say, there's a stereotype that all Jamaican men are cheaters. It is not so. Are there cheaters who are Jamaican? Of course, it happens everywhere, every race, every country. But not all Jamaican men. Alright? What is the next stereotype? Is that every Jamaican smoke. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You never know.
No.
It's a stereotype. Okay, internationally, Jamaican is
Smoke. I think
associated with marijuana,
exactly. You have to
weed,
narrow it down.
aka ganja, right? And it's internationally, once you talk about marijuana, weed, ganja, herb, cannabis, whatever name you wanna call it, one of the first thing that come to mind is a Jamaican.
Mm.
So most persons actually think Jamaican are on an island and we are all enjoying this marijuana, cannabis, herb, aka ganja, weed. No. In Jamaica, we all of us ain't smokers. You have selective few who does smoke. However, majority of Jamaican does not smoke.
Mm-hmm.
In our younger generation, the numbers have increased for sure, but majority of Jamaican does not smoke. So when it comes to a Jamaican, being majority of Jamaican smoking, that is definitely a stereotype. Alright, what is the next one? Jamaican are Rastas. Yeah. Especially when I'm playing video game, talking to person from Middle East, Africa, here in Canada, America. one of the first thing, they wanna greet me as if I'm I'm somewhat a Rastafarian because most person think in Jamaica, most of us we have dreadlocks. We are Rasta. So wake up and say draw Rastafari, Haile Selassie, and all these things. Well, that's a stereotype in itself. Most of us Jamaican, we ain't Rasta, right? The Rasta culture and movement in Jamaica is a minority thing. It's not majority. It's not even half. Majority of Jamaican ain't Rastafarian. So that in itself a big stereotype. Now one of the biggest stereotype is all Jamaican are vulgar and aggressive. Nah, not every Jamaican is loud. Not every Jamaican is vulgar. Not every Jamaican is aggressive. However, we know there's a saying that says, "Silent river run deep." So in every Jamaican, there is something. If you get them on the wrong side, you will actually see the wrong side. But not every Jamaican, on a day-to-day basic, you're gonna see being vulgar, aggressive. No. Next stereotype: Jamaica love to curse bad word. Yeah. When I'm playing game, um, even recently I was playing game with someone from South Africa, and twice I even unfriended him because of it. He did it the first. We're playing the game and he was like, one B clot. Next game again, another B class. They did it first time. I said, yo, I don't want you to be saying B class around me, etc. I don't curse, right? Now he's saying that, right? Because to him, most Jamaican does curse. Because if you come to Jamaica, if you go to Jamaica as a tourist, and you're like, I want to learn your language, one of the first thing they will teach you is how to curse, right? So most tourists leave with the assumption, well, in Jamaica, the first thing you learn is how to curse. That means all Jamaican does curse. No, majority of Jamaican does not curse, right? However, we are a nation of Christians, so being a believer, you cannot curse. There are Jamaicans even who are not Christian. It's just a principle thing. They do not curse. And then there are others you have to. There are certain scenario that you have to be in for them to actually curse. And then there are those who just curse some a day to the basic, which that is the just a selective few. So majority of Jamaican, we don't wake up cursing, using curse words, swearing, etc. Online, it doesn't bother me. When I'm streaming and I meet someone and like, hey bro, where you from? I'm like, I'm from Jamaica, but I'm based now in Canada. And the first thing the person will say, be clot. One big bad word. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't curse. And because I'm streaming as well, so whatever they say on their mic, it's gonna be heard on my stream. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't curse. They do it again. I caution them. I warn them, yo, next time you curse, bro, I ain't gonna have you back on my stream because I don't curse. I also I'm streaming live. Um, I myself am a Christian, so I cannot tolerate such behavior. Yeah. All right. What is another stereotype about Jamaica and Jamaicans? We all of us like reggae music, and we just jump to Bob Marley. Now, reggae is a big thing in Jamaica, right? However, there's other music which is in Jamaica as well, dancehall. For example, not all of us are heavily rooted in reggae music, especially the type of um, traditional reggae music. Not all of us is rooted in it. However, reggae is a big thing in Jamaica, but not all of us sit down and listen reggae music. Yeah, some of us we just listen gospel, while some of us dancehall. And another set reggae music, and there another set dancehall, reggae, gospel. They mix it, etc. So in Jamaica, everyone have their own personal taste when it comes to music. All right. Another stereotype: Jamaicans are black. Yes, in Jamaica, they are descendants of Africans, etc. But if you check history, know the history of Jamaica, we are not a country that is established by descendants of African only. We are a mixed culture. So if you go to Jamaica, you'll find Indians, you will find Chinese, you will find blacks, you will find white, right? So that's why our motto is out of many people, right? So yeah, so we are a mixed culture, right? So not all of us, even me, for example, my mother's side, my great great grandfather, fully white. He was British. That is why my grandfather last name was Barrett, and if you check Barrett, it's a English name. Even in Jamaica right now, there's a certain city, not necessarily a city, but community where they are just white Irish people. Yeah, Irish people actually living in Jamaica 100% white, and they have been there since rock of ages. Alright, next stereotype: Jamaicans speak only patois, aka patos. No, of course we speak patois. Patois is a broken English mixed with African dialect and other language, etc. So it's called patois, patos. So if you check some of the words, you go to Africa, you find they're using certain African language, etc. Right? So that's patois. But we not only speak patois, we also speak English. So we speak English and broken English. That's the two main language that is used in Jamaica: Patois and English. When we're going to school, they don't teach us how to talk Patois. That's embedded on the inside of us. So when we go to school, they teach us how to speak the Queen English properly. So you have to do your English test, English exam. We do not do exam in Patois. We do it in English. Yeah. Next stereotype: Jamaica is super dangerous. Yeah. Jamaica is actually a safe place. I always say it. Jamaica is safer than America. Reason being, in Jamaica, someone can walk in a mall, in a school, and just unalive people. There's no relationship, no reaction, whatever. Meanwhile, in Jamaica, you ain't gonna see no one walking inside of a school, a supermarket, shopping center, and just begin to unalive people. You ain't gonna see that in Jamaica. Most, crime are connected, you know, um, internal conflict. So If you're at peace with everyone, 99.9, no one will harm you. Especially if you're alright in Jamaica. If there's a inner conflict in a community and you can cross from one community to another, but you are American, Canadian, British, whatever, you can travel in that community to and from. Nobody will harm you. The safest individuals in Jamaica are tourists. Tourists are way more safer than even us Jamaican because no one will eventually try to harm tourists. If you see a tourist that is harming Jamaica, 90% of the time there's some inner conflict and it's personal. But no Jamaican is gonna get up and harm any tourist. Next stereotype, all Jamaicans run fast. No, not all of us run fast. I can run fast already. I used to run fast. That's like okay. KK.
Yeah.
So when you don't know phone in you're missing. What me just say?
I have no idea.
See it? People can have no idea of what I just said. Alright? But you're gonna lawyer now. Yes. So let's hear about them. Jamaica is one big beach and everybody lives near it now. Yes, there are many beaches in Jamaica because we are a small island, but trust me, not everyone lives close to the beach, and we're not just we're not a people that is as you wake up you're looking at beach. There are individuals they don't go to the beach maybe 20 years, 30 years now. Yeah, they're probably Jamaicans in Jamaica have never ever step foot in the water at a beach. Yeah. So those are the biggest stereotypes when it comes to Jamaica. My phone is about to die. Right, so please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what is a stereotype that I didn't mention about Jamaica and Jamaicans. Stay blessed. GG's. Shout out everyone.